Streaming? Okay, guys. Let's check it out now.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep, we're
Maybe.
live. Harley talk.
Yes.
Testing.
Test.
Okay. Think we figured it out.
Okay,
So it
audio's
looks like
done.
it's the right title and everything, right?
Everything's good on my end.
Okay, good. Okay, so that was interesting. So, basically what happened there was with Streamlabs OBS, you can just kind of select the live stream that you scheduled, and then with OBS, you have to actually put in the unique code of that live stream into the system.
Oh, okay.
That's all. So it doesn't, you can't just automatically go to that one. You have to tell it to go to that one. That's actually pretty easy now that I know that. Okay. Well, that's that. Audio sound good? Everyone talk? Hello?
Yep,
Hello?
everything sounded good when we were talking before.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure audio levels are good here. As this is a new software program that we are using, hence the technical difficulties, but I think this will be better in the long run, so let's get right into it. Boys, all my tracers, episode 23 on the 23rd. Crazy.
Like I said, we've become Bungie now.
Become Bungie. Our number is 23, I guess. I don't know why. There's a Jimmy Eat World song called 23, actually. I like that song. But anyways, welcome, everyone. Follow my tracers this week. I am one of your hosts. Figure 9. Tony. And Jim, I know you had some intros queued up. Do you want to do yours first, or do you want me to do mine first?
I need you to read what you wrote for Harley first. Introduce me second this week, because we have Harley back this week.
That's right. Harley is back this week. So last week I did a special intro for Jim. Kind of did like a Ric Flair-esque promo for him. And I wrote one up for Harley too. And Harley's back. So we got the KD ratio busting, squad on his back carrying, living his life a quarter mile at a time. See you in Valhalla, Viking. Heater done. Full tank of G Fuel.
Heater done.
Harley.
Hello.
Oh, it's perfect.
I wanted to put so much more in there, man, but
quarter a mile.
I was thinking of good Vin Diesel quotes. I'm like, I'd do anything for my family, but yeah. That's what I got. Okay, and then I guess I'll do Jim now, and then Jim has, I guess, a couple too. So, Jim, it's the same one this week as before. So we got the Star Wars simpin', Kiss singing, Halo slaying, beer drinking, G Fuel slurping, brother of mine, Power Grudge, aka Jim.
Tony, I hate to break it to you, but it's not Jim this week.
Yo, it's me. It's DDP.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
That's all I had prepared. I didn't have anything else prepared. God, I love wrestling. I'm gonna get more wrestler sound clips.
Oh,
for next time.
you got to, man. You got to.
I gotta get new wrestlers for each week.
You gotta get all the DX quotes, man. Let's get ready to suck it. Okay, anyways, boys, how was this week, Jim? We'll start with you.
Work was all right. Towards the end of the week, it kind of started to get stupid, but thank God it's Friday, which is a reference to your Instagram story from earlier.
Oh, what a good
song. But I will say,
oh my God,
"Stabbing in the Dark" is my favorite song off that album. But no, this week's been pretty all right at home. I'm like I started reading First Blood, which I can't remember if I said that last time, but I started reading First Blood. Which people who don't know, First Blood is the first Rambo movie, but the book came out about 5 years before the movie. Started Tuesday, and I'm already halfway done the book, and it's like 300 something pages or 200 something pages. So it's really cool, man. It's a lot different from the movie so far. Like, it's same general stuff happens, but there's a lot that's a lot more extended. But regardless, I guess I'll just go right into what I've been playing after that. Pretty much, I've only been playing two things. As you can see on screen, Harley and I played the second part. Well, we all played the first part, but Harley and I ended up playing the second part of the Call of Duty Live event, which you're seeing here. And I'll get into my thoughts of it later. But I've been playing that, and a lot of Disco Elysium. I'm really loving it, man.
Mm.
I honestly can't get it. I'm so glad it's coming to Xbox because, like, not that you guys can't get it on PC, but it's just nice to know that it's coming to Xbox and there's potential of a Game Pass maybe day one. So, or down the line anyway. So I'm excited for you guys to maybe try it.
Ooh.
That's it.
Harley, what about you, man? How was your week?
It's been same old, same old. I guess I'll do what I've been gaming too. Let's see. Valheim.
Of course.
Yep. I've been getting more into League of Legends. Like Jim said, we played some Call of Duty for the events.
Oh.
I think that's it. But oh,
Oh.
I think we played Phasmophobia.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
we
last
did.
weekend.
Yeah, we did. We played more of that. We're getting good at that game, man.
Oh, we're getting really good.
Yeah.
Professional
Professional
difficulty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and finishing it in like 2 or 3 minutes.
Well,
Like, it
some of
feels
them
like
we get
speed
real
runs.
lucky, but like I
Oh,
don't know, we're
yeah,
doing the
we
right
haven't
thing.
done, like-
We're all going in with the right
Yeah.
equipment now and like knowing what to look for.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than
We're
just
hitting our stride.
3 of us having a temperature sensor.
Yeah, everyone just having a temperature.
Yeah.
Going in the same area.
Yeah. It's going, give us a sign. Give us a
Plus,
sign.
usually we've been doing like the smaller maps. I don't think we've done like the high school. We might have done the asylum, but we haven't done high school yet.
We got
for
really lucky.
professional.
No, we did the high school, remember? And we got really lucky because it was the first room on the
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's
we went into
right.
one
Yeah.
room and it was right there.
I forgot
So,
about that.
We got
Wow.
real lucky.
And then I think we did another one, but someone got disconnected, so we just had to.
I think I
quit.
disconnected.
I think we all disconnected. If I
Yeah,
remember
there was
correctly.
a time where everyone disconnected.
Yeah.
I think.
That's been a lot of fun though. I enjoyed that game.
Oh, and then Devour
Yes.
Oh,
this
man, I
weekend.
can't
We'll
wait
talk
to
about
play
that at the end of the show, and we're going to talk about what we're excited to
Oh.
play. That will be on it for sure.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. Well, shit. I guess might as well just end the podcast now. See you next week. No. I had a crazy week at work this week. So, I'm again, thank God it's Friday. It's been a hell of a week. Taking Monday off, which I'm excited about because I put in a lot of extra hours this week. So just
Nice.
taking Monday as loo time, so don't even have to use vacation for it, which is nice. But yeah, crazy stuff at work. Haven't really been able to play too many games at all. Played a little bit of NHL again on Monday, and then stream Wednesday and Thursday was canceled due to the crazy work times and the hours I was working. That's really about it in terms of what I'm gaming. I guess I played a little bit of Fire Emblem Wednesday night / Thursday morning, and then same with Pokemon Sword and Shield, or I should say Shield. I did a little bit of shiny hunting there. Got a shiny Swoobat, so that was cool. But I was basically just playing a game on the side while I was working, because like the system was kind of just like processing some stuff, so just sitting there anyways. So I decided to play some games. That was pretty much it for me though. I'm real excited. It's the weekend. Get some good gaming time in with the boys. And
Yeah, I can't wait.
yeah, me neither.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into the reader response. And the response for this week is, please leave a comment, and we'll do our best to answer you on the next
Great.
episode. And also, if you guys are live in the chat right now, of course, say hello, say what's up, and we'll do our best to answer you live during the show as well. This is an interactive podcast. We want to chat with you guys, and we want to hear from you guys, even if it's not live. Now let's get into our G Fuel flavor of the day. Not sponsored. I was shaking some watermelon earlier. That's what I got. Harley, what do you got?
I got some sour phaseberry.
Oh,
I feel like it's been a while since I've had that.
yeah, I haven't heard that one from you in a while.
I don't think I've heard that one
been-
ever from you. Wow.
No.
What does it taste like again?
It's like blueberry, pomegranate, and strawberry.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And it's
interesting.
like definitely a strong. I guess you could say like a wild berry. Kind of sum it up.
Okay.
but it's definitely one of the sour ones, like very sour, like very tart. I was just feeling, yeah, you're right. I haven't had it in a while. I've been sticking to the hype sauce and the Wumpa fruit.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Jim, what about you?
I'm shaking some PewDiePie tonight.
I forgot you had that flavor.
Very
Me
good
too.
stuff, man.
Man, y'all with your 10 tubs. Next time there's a
I haven't had
BOGO, I've
regular
decided
flavor.
I'm getting some. I have to.
Go.
I'm also running a little low on some flavors, so I think it's got to happen. But yeah, next time there's a
Dude,
BOGO, I'm in.
Once you hit 10, you're good. You'll never have to worry about it again.
So here's what I was saying this to Jim
Ah.
before Harley. Now that we're all in the same city, we could consolidate our orders if we want.
Oh.
Now the thing
save
that
on
sucks is
shipping.
with that is that we wouldn't get points on each of our accounts or whatever, which would suck. But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
we
I
could
don't pay
save a
attention
good
to that.
amount. We
I
can
think
save a
I'm-
good amount of money if we
I
consolidate.
think I'm close to silver.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was that 500
I could
points?
technically. Yes. Yeah. I could redeem for like a free shaker cup
It's not
if I
bad.
wanted to. But I want to save up.
Want to get that year's supply of G Fuel.
Year's supply, yes. What does that look like?
I know, right? Fox
Wonder
in
how many
chat
tubs
says
I'd
these
need.
sounds like Willy Wonka things. Yeah, I mean, some of the
Oh,
flavors
yeah.
do
Yeah.
sound, you know.
Sonic peach rings.
Yeah.
French
Shiny
French
Sour
splash.
vanilla.
blue chug rug. That's a
Yep.
total Willy Wonka. Sour
Watermelon.
pixel
What the
potion.
hell? Who drinks watermelon?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Gummy fish.
Yeah, gummy fish. Raging gummy
What
fish.
the hell?
Yeah,
Raging gummy fish.
big time. All right. Well, boys, I'm having some watermelon, like I said. So let's get into Infinite Watch for this week. And do I ever have a rumor that we can talk about? All right, boys. So, no news for Halo Infinite this week. Important to note that on the last Thursday of the month, they always put out the Inside Infinite, and April has 5 Thursdays. So, it's actually coming out next week, not this week. It's normally around this time. It's been a month since the last one, but April has 5 Thursdays. So, we're gonna have an Inside Infinite next Thursday, so we will have lots to talk about on next week's episode. But for this week's episode, there was an interesting rumor kind of floating around the internet, and actually I dug it up, and it was floating around back in 2019 as well. And that is that Halo Infinite is rumored to cost more than $500 million US to develop, making it easily the most expensive game to develop of all time, at least on its initial launch. And this is I'm just reading this off of IGN Southeast Asia, so take that from what it is. But
Oh, interesting.
this would be the largest Halo by a landslide in terms of development costs. For reference, Halo 2 was about $217 million adjusted for inflation. I couldn't find Halo 3, 4, or 5, but it was under $500 million. Nothing is $500 million. For reference, GTA 5 about $265 million. Red Dead Redemption 2 about $300 million. Destiny about 150. Cyberpunk was 316. Modern Warfare 2 about 298 million adjusted for inflation. List goes on, right? So I'm naming a bunch of really, really big games. None of them even come close to 500 million. So if this is truly the budget for this game, like, how big is this game going to be, guys? Like, it sets the expectations very, very high, right? If they're spending this much money on it. And we did learn from Cyberpunk, obviously, that, don't get too hyped for a game before you see it, before you're able to play it yourself. But I don't know, even if this rumor isn't true, but let's just pretend like it is for a second. It does make me excited that they're investing so much into this game. Like, to me, this is really them swinging for the fences, trying to hit a home run.
Yeah.
Like,
After
they're throwing
Halo 5.
everything. Yeah, like compared to Halo 5 especially. And it's important to note that in this development cost, if it's 200 million, or 500 million, that the new Slip Space engine that they made is probably in there as well, and that probably cost them a good amount of money to make. They made that over 2 years, so if you bake that into the development cost, maybe the game's closer to the other games on the list, but still pretty crazy. What are your thoughts on this, Jim? We'll start with you.
I mean, I'm just basing this off of my personal experience playing Red Dead, and it's also Paper Fox. It's sour blue chug rug. I'm just as confused as you. But anyway,
like a
um,
rug, like what you walk on.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's sour and it's blue and
you chug it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically
pretty much.
sour blue raspberry.
Yeah, sour blue raspberry is a better way to say
Sour
it.
blue raspberry.
But
Uh,
but anyway, back on topic here.
Yeah.
I think well, I mean, if they're spending that much money on it, I kind of look at what you were saying with Red Dead Redemption 2, like that game, and we were just talking about this. Was that the last night or 2 nights ago when we were playing COD? Like, I think that game's a masterpiece. It's way too long, but it's definitely a masterpiece, and it's all the money that went into that game. It really shows because that's like a real quality game.
Yeah.
So if it's true, and now I know I could take into account whatever marketing, whatever deals they had with Pringles or Mountain Dew or Doritos,
Oh, sure.
that all
Yeah,
counts
that's
towards
all a
that
part of it
too.
too. That's all a part of it too. Yep.
But a good chunk of it goes into the game. So I think I mean, you could throw money at anything and make it as good or as bad as you want.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty cool that they spent so much on it. Clearly, they must care enough to want to put their resources into it. So, yeah, I'm hopeful. I think it's a good sign. I haven't seen anything worrisome about it yet because, well, we really haven't had anything tangible gameplay wise since last summer. So,
And
I guess
honestly,
we'll see
what we saw last summer, honestly, like visuals aside, looked pretty great to me. So
yeah, gameplay wise, it was fine. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. How will you?
yeah. I think it's a good step. Because everyone, we all make fun of Halo 5. I mean, really, it's a good game.
Oh yeah,
But
I
I mean,
love the
like Halo
multiplayer, man.
5.
It's great.
yeah, the
Halo 5 's
multiplayer,
boring.
I loved it. But I think the community didn't have the greatest outlook on it, and I feel like right now this is kind of like them, like you kind of said, like they're kind of putting all their marbles in a basket, kind of in a sense.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make it the best they can, which you know is exciting to see, and I hope to see more in like details of like what that big mode they were like hinting at is and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some more customization, some more like when we got those armor skin picks.
Yeah,
I'd like to
those
see
were
some
nice.
more of those.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool. Maybe some maps, even if it's just like concept art. I'd like to see some of those too.
Yeah.
I'm a very visual guy, so I love seeing like any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It really gets me going.
Yeah, and I think for this month's Inside Infinite, if memory serves, because they already told us what the previous few months would have been. I think in January they said in February it's this, March it's this, and April it's this. So I think I think this month's Inside Infinite is all about the PC version of the game, if I remember correctly.
Ooh.
So I wonder if we're going to see a lot of pretty screenshots or what's going to go on. But I think that's what's going to happen. Probably a big multiplayer reveal at E3, I imagine. Xbox has their thing, but
Nice.
we'll see what happens. I think everything we said here I think it's a good sign that, true or not, but I think either way it's pretty apparent that they're spending a lot of time and money on this game, and they're not just going like, okay, well, it's Halo, it'll sell anyways, like this is the budget. They're just going, nope, blank check, like make it as good as you can. So I'm in line with that. That's all I got for Infinite Watch. Play the clip.
Cortana.
Goodbye, John.
Man, it's gonna be good when you have that on the soundboard, because then you guys aren't just sitting there being like, "Did he play?"
Yeah. I was like, did you do it? Is it over?
Yeah. It's
What
gonna
do I
be
do?
it's gonna be good when we figure that out. It's gonna be good. All right, boys. Time for the news. Time for some news. Okay. What's that from again?
Isn't that Drama Alert
Oh,
YouTube channel? Are we talking
I
about the
don't
same
know.
thing?
Maybe.
Let's get right into the news.
Into the news.
Yeah, maybe it's that.
It kind of sounded like
God.
Futurama.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe it
Welcome
is
to the
Futurama.
world of
Everybody.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Good show, man. All right, the news. I'll get us kicked off here. And that is a bunch of EA games are getting an FPS boost on the Xbox Series X, all to 120 frames per second, except for one game. I'm just going to list them off, going to rattle them off here. So we got Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, Sea of Solitude, this is the exception, that's going up to 60 frames, it was previously 30. Star Wars Battlefront, 120, Star Wars Battlefront 2, 120, Titanfall and Titanfall 2, 120, and Unravel 2, 120. So really good to see more and more games starting to take advantage of the power of the console, and they're unlocking frame rates and stuff. So yeah, if you're a Series X owner or you're thinking about getting one in the future, lots and lots of games are just getting better and better in terms of performance. So always good news there. Not much really to talk about there. I just wanted to list those off. I thought that was a cool piece of news. Jim, Resident Evil 8 demo stuff going on there. What's going on?
So a little bit ago, we got, I don't know if it was last week, but last week or 2 weeks ago, we got a PlayStation anyway, got a Resident Evil Village demo. But now, there'll be another demo coming. So obviously it comes to PlayStation first, but starting tomorrow, PlayStation 4 and 5 get access to the new demo, which includes the village and castle sections, which is pretty cool. So tomorrow, after PlayStation gets their thing, 1 week later is when it comes, which will be May 1st. It comes to everything, which will still be on PS4 and 5, but Series XS, Xbox One, Stadia, and Steam. So you get an hour to play through both the village and the castle areas.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. If this is the hour,
and you can go however long you want in each area as you choose. You're not like half an hour. You're just 1 hour to do whatever, pretty much.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. I'm excited. I might download it for the Xbox One to see how it runs.
I might get it for Steam. See how I can handle it.
Might as well try, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for this game. So I get more intrigued the more I hear about it. So now that it's actually like super close to coming out, like when it was first revealed back in February or March, I can't remember when. Like it was really cool because it was like, oh, like the big reveal event or whatever. But now that we're like so close to it, I'm starting to get a little more hyped up. So yeah,
I still need to beat Biohazard.
Same.
You guys should both get on that. That's a masterclass of a game.
I think I've watched it.
Maybe I'll play through that game on stream. That'd be kind of fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get spooked, so that'd be good for people watching.
Clip it.
Clip it. A lot of bad clips on my highlights. Channel, yeah, I think I got to play through 7 though as well. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I got it installed. I don't know. Just gotta
do it.
Play it. Yeah. Same with Evil Within.
Yeah, I gotta get on that too.
Ever since we started playing like scary games together.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm in this like horror mood, man. Like I'm listening to Ice Nine Kills. I'm playing horror games. Like I don't know. I'm in this spooky mood, and it's May. Like I'm excited for Halloween this year. For the first time in a long time.
Theme on loop.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just excited for Halloween this year for the first time in forever. I don't know, it's a funny
Halloween
feeling. Halloween sale, exactly, man. Get all the horror games and stuff. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Resident Evil 8's funny because every time I go on Twitter, I see that lady, Domesticu or whatever, like the big lady. And I just see people simping, and it's great. I love it. Simping hard.
Actually, to kind of pile on top of this news very quickly, I don't know if it's on Capcom's social medias or their website or whatever, but you can go to like different games outlets and see this, like IGN or GameSpot or whatever. They revealed all 4 of the lords that you're going to encounter. So she's one, and then there's 3 others. I think they already revealed her and another guy before.
Yeah.
But they revealed the other 2 today, and they all look fantastic. There's one guy that kind of looks like a hunchback. I don't know. This is, I like I said, I get more and more excited the more I see this stuff. So I can't wait for it. I might have to buy it regardless if I have. We'll see on PC if I can run it. I might just get it on PC at that point because I got a pretty good laptop, so I could probably run it fairly decently.
I mean, your laptop can probably run it better than the Xbox One. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You have a pretty good laptop.
Night and day, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Cyberpunk. I can actually run Cyberpunk on this laptop, so
exactly. I saw something online where it's like Lady Domestic. I forget. I don't know how to say her last name. Lady D, whatever. She follows you around. That's a funny nickname, Lady D. She follows you. She like stalks you and like follows you around the castle a little bit. And then a bunch of people were commenting under that, being like, "Oh yes, like please." It's just like y'all a bunch of simps, but I love it. It's great.
Hey, all the ladies could simp over Mr. X in Resident Evil 2's remake. Or
Totally.
Nemesis, even, man.
Hey,
Both great games.
hey, nothing wrong with it, man. I'm cool with it.
Paper Foxtail says, need some spooky podcasts. Ooh.
Ooh, spooky.
We should have like a spooky special one of these days.
We should
Paper
make our own
Oh.
short story.
Yeah.
Spooky special. I like that. All right, boys. Another piece of news here. A couple weeks ago, remember I talked about how Discord might be purchased by Xbox or Microsoft rather. Apparently, that is no longer happening. The deal is off. Discord is looking to stay independent. So,
I mean, it makes sense.
it does make sense. I think it's good news, bad news. So bad news is obviously that Xbox Live Party Chat is still Xbox Live Party Chat.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest, there are worse services out there, but it's not great.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
like it's far and away better than a lot of other things, but it's still not the best. Discord's the gold standard, really, right? Except for it does have its moments, like last week, but I think that was more my computer. But and I guess the good news here is that Discord can still kind of just remain independent and do their own thing. I mean, they were trying to be sold for $10 billion. I'm sure Microsoft probably offered them that, but maybe they just didn't really like the terms of the deal, you know, so they just kind of turned it down. But yeah, not happening anymore. Maybe it'll happen in the future. Maybe they'll get purchased by PlayStation. Who knows? But
maybe.
probably not. They're probably just gonna stay independent, I think. So, wanted to cap off that story that I started a few weeks ago, whenever that was. So, what I got. It looks like Ubisoft shutting down some servers on some classic games that I know we like to play back in the day.
Even like as of late, we were kind of talking about before we got into Wildlands mates playing this game, but Ubisoft is, as you said, they're shutting down some servers on some of their classic games, some more recent. The big focus was Ghost Recon Future Soldier and the two Rainbow Six Vegas games. So, quote, following a critical update on our online services management platform, we had to temporarily shut down the servers of Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Rainbow Six Vegas, and Rainbow Six Vegas 2. As for Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2, our teams have investigated and found that these titles couldn't meet our stability and quality standards while running said update. As technology evolves and we hold to our promise to only deliver the best experiences to our players, it was unfortunately necessary to permanently discontinue online features surrounding those two legacy games. So the full list of Ubisoft multiplayer servers being shut down on June 1st are Assassin's Creed 2, Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands, Far Cry 2, Anno 1404, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes, Splinter Cell Conviction, Settlers 7, Might and Magic 10 Legacy. Those are all PC. And the multiplayer lists being shut down, as we just mentioned, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, PC, 360, and PS3, not just PC. Rainbow Six Lockdown, which is an old Rainbow Six game for PC, PS2, and the original Xbox. And then Vegas and Vegas 2 on everything. So, yeah, I didn't realize that a good amount of people still, or enough people still played Future Soldier for them to mention them shutting down those servers. And that kind of surprised me. Future Soldier is a pretty fun game. I played a bit of it, but not the multiplayer.
Honestly, out of all those games, it sucks to see Vegas and Vegas 2 gone because, I don't know, Siege is great, but it's not Vegas. You know, it's a little different.
It doesn't even come close, if you ask me. I get the Siege's appeal, but part of me still holds a grudge against that game because we could have gotten Rainbow Six Patriots. We could have gotten a nice, strong single-player next-gen Rainbow Six game, but we'll have to wait and see if that ever comes to fruition in the future.
Well, I mean, they're making that Rainbow Six, what is it called, Parasite? I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
So
that.
that was supposed to come out last year, and then they delayed it due to COVID. But also
wonder
because the
why.
name
Nice
was
title.
Parasite, and
Yeah.
COVID was happening, and so still is
Ooh.
happening. But that was part of the reason why they delayed it too. I wonder if it'll come back with a new name or if it'll still be called that. But yeah, that game's almost ready, from what I understand. So it was supposed to come out last year, so we should be hearing something from them on that. Maybe that's more the classic Rainbow Six experience, right? Maybe that's more the Vegas experience, single player campaign, terrorist hunt missions, 4-player co-op, and then Rainbow Six Siege kind of exists as like the esports multiplayer, competitive game. That would make sense to me because I don't think people are going to move off of Siege. That game keeps getting more popular.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we're the ones missing out because we don't really play it anymore.
Well, honestly,
maybe we're the ones missing out.
I feel like it's tough because I want to play that game, and that is a good game. But it's just toxic,
I won't deny it is well made. I do not like the community. Playing with random people.
Yeah.
I'm used to that from League of Legends.
Yeah, League of Legends is pretty
Oh.
bad too. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
is it? Okay.
toxic. It's
Yeah.
really toxic.
People will let you know if you're bad. They'll
Yeah.
really let you know.
Oh, yeah.
It sucks to see those games go offline. I'm sure people are gonna have private servers and stuff up though, so maybe in the future there'll be funny modded versions of those games that you could play online.
Hamachi.
Yeah, and they're not
Hamachi.
dead. All the single player stuff will still be available. These games aren't like totally going away, just the multiplayer aspects. So don't fear, you can still play Vegas and Vegas 2.
And that
still
actually
plan to.
segues really well into another story here about games going away. And that is that earlier last month, Sony was announced that they were going to take down the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores. So people would not be able to buy digital games off of there anymore. Basically making thousands of games inaccessible because you'd have to go to a retail store to find them. It'd be really, really tough. And then Sony just backtracked on that this week. Jim Ryan said the stores are going to stay online. So good news for PlayStation fans that you can still buy your favorite games on the PS3 and the PS Vita for the time being. I'm sure eventually it'll get shut down. But the solution here, and Xbox already has it, is just make them backwards compatible, and then you're good. But Sony has not done that yet. I understand they have a bit more difficulty because the PS3 architecture was based on something pretty different from what modern consoles are built off of, whereas the 360 was more normal and easy to do. So I imagine there's some difficulties there, but also, figure it out, bud. Your competitor's doing it, so figure it out. But good news either way, that those games are going to be accessible for people who still have those consoles, still want to play those games. And even if you just want to pick up one of those consoles used and buy games off of them, you'll be able to do that. So that's good. As we advance in this kind of digital age of games and just downloading them, I think game preservation is really, really important. And just being able to play games, I want to be able to open up my Steam library 20 years from now and all my games still to be there. And I want to be able to open up my Xbox 500, whatever the hell it's called, and have all my games from all the past generations sitting there, like a big library, right? And that's one of the nice things about getting, like, even just the Series X, is that you open up the console and everything's there, right? Everything from the Xbox One, every 360 game that you own digitally or games with gold, it's all there. So I think that's really important moving forward. So hopefully Sony figures that out, but at least this is a step in the right direction of not taking away games from people. Moving on. We got some big news. Dramatic pause.
You playing a sound clip?
No. I'm just letting the silence speak volumes. Man, I've been listening to a lot of While She Sleeps. That's why that was on my mind. Anyways.
Okay.
What an awesome song. My God. Anyways. No, this is big news though, for sure. And Jim, this is your piece of news you're going to talk about. Xbox Live officially removed its free-to-play barrier.
Yeah, so we talked about this earlier this year. So Xbox had said that at that time that they were going to eventually make free-to-play actually mean free-to-play. So initially you would need an Xbox Live subscription to still play games that were technically free-to-play or that were free-to-play on the store. But now as of the 21st, which was a couple of days ago as of recording, that doesn't apply anymore. So now, if you don't have an Xbox Live Gold account, you can play up more than 50, up to a little more than 50 games now, which is pretty cool. And even some of these games, you got your Fortnites, you got your Roblox, your Apex, your Rocket Leagues, all these big games, Destiny 2, Warzone. But it's pretty cool too, because if you go to the free games tab on the Xbox store, there's some games there too you wouldn't expect. Like you can get Two Human, which was famously a game that came out. It was supposed to be the launch of a franchise on the 360. And then there's a bunch of lawsuits back and forth. And then it ended up going free to play on the store at some point. But you can play that. You can get Resident Evil Revelations 2. You can get Crackdown to Crackdown 2. Like there's more than just like online games to get. There's like some
Wait.
actual legitimate games you can play on here too. So
Revelations 2?
yeah, I don't know why the second one, but Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Episode 1 probably.
I don't know. It might be the full
Because
game.
I think it's episodic.
Fair enough. But yeah, so you can play more than just multiplayer games on here. There's some single player content. Like I had, for anyone listening who has never played these games, I highly recommend the first Crackdown. Anyway, I can't remember the second one too well, but the first Crackdown is a hell of a game and it's free to play. And
Nice.
yeah, so that's actually super exciting because now we might get a huge influx of players on certain games, at least on Xbox. So
Yeah, it's great news. And I think to clarify, I think you could always download the free-to-play single-player games, even if you didn't have Xbox Live. The issue was playing online. It was playing multiplayer, so it was playing like Fortnite or Warzone or Apex Legends, whatever it was. You needed to pay Xbox Live the $60 subscription to be able to play a free-to-play game. And Xbox was the only place where that was actually the case. Nintendo doesn't do that. PlayStation doesn't do that. Obviously, PC doesn't do that. So Xbox was kind of the outlier, and they finally changed. So good on them for keeping to their promise that they said earlier this year, and actually doing it in pretty short order, all things considered. So, and with this news, also kind of hidden in there, but again, another important piece was that Party Chat's also free now as well. So you don't need Xbox Live Gold to use Party Chat on the console anymore. On PC, you never needed it, but if you were playing on an Xbox, you needed Xbox Live Gold to jump into a party, and you no longer need that. So it's just opening up the platform. So yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of people like picking up maybe the Xbox Series S, the $300 next gen console, or I guess $400 next gen console in Canada. And now you don't need to buy Xbox Live Gold. You can just get that thing and then download Fortnite and play. You don't need to worry about paying for a subscription. So it's good news. It's good news. Harley, you got some news about the Humble Bundle, I hear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever bought anything from Humble Bundle?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do that quite a bit back in the day, actually. I have a bunch of random games on Steam that I've never played because of it, but yeah.
Yeah, where I just like get a Humble Bundle for one game, and then you get like 6x, like 6 others.
Yeah, I think I got one of the Civilization games that way. I'm like, oh sweet, Civilization's on it, and then I got that plus 9 other games, and I was like, oh okay, but yeah.
Yeah. So
I never have.
Okay, so if you haven't, when you bought a bundle, you were able, there was like sliders at the bottom where you could decide. Well, first you decide how much you want to pay.
Yeah.
So you can pay like back when it started, it was kind of just pay as much as you want or whatever. Like you could pay like $2 and get like 5 games or something like that. I think it's gotten a bit more in depth now, like where it's more tiered. So like say like $5 you get this amount, $10 this amount.
Yeah, it unlocks the more you spend, the more you get, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when you bought something, you could decide where that money went with sliders. So you could say it was a $10 bundle, you could be like, I want all $10 to go to a charity, and they'll have like listed charities that are supported. And on that note, it debuted in 2010, and it says they've raised $195 million for charities.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, so you could decide, everything goes to charity. or you could split it, like, so most of it goes to charity, some of it goes to the publisher of the games itself, and then some of it goes to actual like Humble Bundle, so it can like stay afloat. So that's how they used to do it, and now it's been over a decade, and they're mentioning how it's been a decade and it hasn't really changed at all. So now they're thinking of changing it to kind of like toggles, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like you have as much control of where your money goes. It seems more slotted. So according to PC Gamer, they were saying how there's like I think the highest you can give to a charity right now is there's the extra to charity toggle, which triples the split for charity to 15%. So I believe normally it's 5% that goes to charity, and then you can toggle that to make it 15%. But I mean, like 15%.
Yeah,
Like before
compared to before.
you could do like 100%. You could be like, I want everything to go to charity. So, there's been some backlash in the community, how people aren't really liking this. Someone saying they're removing agency for customers, and they're trying to not give as much money to charity. That's their opinion. But yeah, so I guess it's not. I don't think it's set in stone yet. They did a test earlier, I believe. Oh, let me see. I believe it was in a. They're ready, so they're getting ready to roll this out in late May. So who knows? Maybe all this community talk will change some of their decisions, and guess we'll just have to see. But yeah.
And what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't really understand how Humble Bundle worked before, so I guess I can't really like compare and contrast. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't actually have like a super strong opinion, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
so
fair.
It's a weird spot.
so usually what they do is they'll get like a certain publisher, and they'll make a bundle for that publisher. So I can't think of one just like off the top of my head.
One I
But
got
I remember. Oh, yeah,
was
go ahead.
LucasArts was one I got before.
Yeah,
So it was like
it had
all
like
the
all the
LucasArts
old
Star Wars games. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Ooh.
I believe some of them are Steam keys, and some of them are just like DMR free.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need Steam or anything else. You just open it up. And yeah,
Okay.
so it'd be like you can get all the old Star Wars in this tier, and then you can get some of the newer ones in this higher tier. Like it's like kind of like that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, spend $10 and you get, say, these 10
Yeah.
games, and then if you spend $20, you're gonna unlock these 2 extra
Yeah.
games, which might be newer. Like, that's kind of the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. And since then they've also expanded into audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot
that's
of like
super cool.
I see a lot of Star Wars and Warhammer books there,
Yeah.
where you can get like 20 books for like $10 or something like that.
Yeah, pretty
So
cheap.
yeah.
I've been meaning to actually get one of those, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I purchased a Humble Bundle, I always put all of it to charity.
Mm-hmm.
I never, not to say like, oh, screw the developers or screw Humble Bundle. I was just like, oh, sweet charity, so I just put it all there. I didn't really think about it too hard. So
it's a really nice option.
it is, yeah, and ultimately, like, I get it. Maybe they're kind of thinking about doing this because maybe their cost of operation was starting to get too high, so they need to take more of a cut. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They were saying they do want to continue to support charity in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Guess we'll see how that shakes out. I haven't purchased a Humble Bundle in quite a while though.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
To be honest.
They used
But
to be really
I
good.
did back in the day.
Yeah,
back in the. Oh, when I first got Steam.
Yeah.
Whew,
That's how you load up the library, man. Jeez. $10,
yeah.
get like 10 games. Boom.
yeah, man.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That was good. It was the Wild West back then, man.
Mm-hmm.
My GOG library is outrageous. It kind of reminds me of like the way you guys talk about your Steam libraries. Reminds me of like how
Oh,
many
yeah.
games I own on GOG. Holy hell!
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
GOG. GOG.
Gog.
I think I bought a few things from GOG, but it wasn't like they didn't have their own launcher.
And they do now. I don't know how long ago GOG Galaxy came out, but I mean a few years ago now.
Yeah,
Couple
it
years ago?
definitely wasn't a thing the last time I purchased something from GOG.
Mhm.
But like it's super slick, man. I like the interface quite a bit.
All right. Move on. Before we get into Warzone stuff, let's talk about a game I mentioned, I think last week or the week before. I think it was the week before. We were talking about Days Gone. Do you guys remember? Sony game?
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting quote came out this week from creative director and writer John Garvin. And he said, I do have an opinion on something that your audience might find of interest, and it might piss some of them off. You love a game, buy it at fucking full price. This is a quote.
Oh.
Oh, I think I saw
Yeah.
this.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen gamers say, yeah, I got that on sale, I got that through PS Plus, whatever. And to follow up, he said, quote, I'm just saying you don't, but don't complain. What? I'm just saying you don't, but don't complain. The grammar on this is really bad. I'm just saying if you don't...
He's angry.
I'm just going to skip this one part, because I think this part, it was a typo. I'm just saying, don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel, if it wasn't supported at launch. And then he follows up with that. It's like, God of War got whatever numbers, whatever millions of sales at launch, and, Days Gone didn't. I'm just speaking for me personally as a developer. Don't work for Sony. I don't know what the numbers are. I have some thoughts about that quote.
Ooh.
I got some thoughts, boys.
Scathing. Wow.
Let's just start off with the obvious one. First off, Mr. John Garvin. Not everybody has $80 to spend on a game.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fuck off.
80 plus.
Yeah.
That's like
He's,
that's
he-
80 plus.
Yeah.
He's
I
turned
think
into a booby streamer.
For
You
us-
work for a living. If you have $5, you can give me $5 if you
Yeah.
like my content, but you can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not paying $90 for a game right at launch, you jackass.
like
Well,
90,
I will for some games.
95 with tax. Yeah, some
Yeah,
games.
I will
yeah.
for some
new
games.
IP. Okay,
Well,
let's just
no,
talk about
it-
the normal person.
Yeah.
No.
Well, even this. Okay, how about this? Okay, you can charge full price for your game. That's fine, dude. Make your game appealing so people want to pay full price. Deal. Done.
Mhm.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't get mad at people for not buying your game at full price when I don't know. Like, it's kind of on you for not marketing the game properly, or maybe not making the game as good as it could have been. Like that's on you, man. You can never blame the consumer for this stuff. And I think there are some tragedies here where, like, sometimes the publisher does screw the game. Like, I think of Titanfall 2
Yeah.
and how they released Titanfall 2 and then, like, 1 week later put out Battlefield 1. And that was like, okay, guys, like, come on.
They wanted to bury that.
Yeah, they actually buried Titanfall 2. So that was a tragedy. But I mean, Days
That
Gone,
was a good
it
game.
came out in the spring. It was kind of isolated. Nothing else was around it. And ultimately, the reason people didn't buy it at full price because a lot of people probably just didn't find it that interesting. And I think of Days
Yeah.
Gone as a game on PC now that I certainly wouldn't pay full price for. I'd get that on sale, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, hey, like, if someone's willing to pay money for your game and play it, or even just play your game, like, say they got it for free on PS Plus or whatever, like, you should be happy.
Yeah.
So this guy kind of he grinds my gears a little bit. It's like, oh, you got to support the developers, you got to pay full price, dude. That's on you to make the game that appealing so somebody wants to pay full price. Like, I think of like Halo Infinite's obviously a game that we're gonna get it on Game Pass anyways, but I might buy a special edition of that game because I really want to play that. Or I think of like a Dragon Age or something where it's like, hell yeah, that's worth $80. You know, is Days Gone worth $80?
You're speaking to me.
Yeah,
Dragon Age
you know?
Special Edition.
Right?
If that came with a statue, oh boy.
Exactly, man. Like there are games where you can just be like, yep, that's worth full price.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I really wish I got the Halo Reach one.
Yeah.
Where it came with the Halo Reach statue.
Yeah, that's a nice statue, man. That's a good one. Or even the Halo 3 with the Master Chief helmet.
Absolutely, that's a good like display.
Oh,
piece,
yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted that.
Yeah, man.
I always wanted that. But even just not talking about special editions, even just the regular version of the game.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Some games are just worth the money, and some aren't. You know, like
Dragon Age isn't coming in the Game Pass. I'm gonna buy it.
Totally, man. I'm in the same boat. So I think I think this guy needs to, I don't know, maybe check himself a little bit here and maybe just focus on making a better game next time. And not to say that Days Gone's a shitty game. I haven't played it. But you know, and sometimes games do get tragically buried. But from what I understand, the game was, you know, 7s out of 10s generally, right? Appealed to a lot of people, but maybe not to everyone. Kind of a niche game. Nothing wrong with it again, but just be happy people are talking and playing about your game. Don't ask them to pay full price, and they're dicks if they're not paying full price.
Yeah, I think you're gonna turn people off. With that.
Totally, man. Totally.
Some people just live by the sale.
Yeah, and sometimes they have to.
Wrong with that.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah,
man. I can't afford to pay full price for every game.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I can't. Absolutely, I cannot.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think there's a reason that Sony doesn't want to make a second Days Gone because this guy's kind of a jerk.
I don't know if it's this guy, okay?
Just this guy in particular?
Yeah, this guy
I'm
in
starting
particular.
to see the real problem here.
Yeah, this John guy. I did see another tweet on Twitter from someone else at the Days Gone team. I think it might have been the studio head or something. And he said, like, he basically said the opposite of this, and he's like, we love everyone who played our game, thank you for supporting us, kind of thing. Like, they were kind of like, don't listen to this guy. And, you know, this guy was, you know, he was, what's his title again? Creative director and writer. So, I mean, he was pretty high up there, but, you know, he doesn't speak for everyone at the studio, obviously, right? So don't just throw the entire game and studio under the bus. This is just one poor opinion of one guy who worked on the game. So,
yeah. Maybe he had a rough day.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows
where his head state might have been.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a little. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a spicy quote and a spicy thing to say.
That is spicy.
That'd be like if you're, I don't know. I just think of that in the sports world, in the world I work in, and like imagine saying like, well, if you want to support the team, you better buy season tickets or something. And it's like, sure, that's how you support the team, but not everyone can afford to do that. So a hat's cool. You know, watching the game on TV and telling your friends is cool. Like, I don't know. There are different ways to support, and sometimes that's buying a game on sale with video games. So, you know. Anyways, that's all I got, except for one more piece of news. So, I'm going to get into this. We'll get into CyberWatch, and then we'll get into Call of Duty. So, let's talk about Battlefield 6, boys.
Ooh.
So apparently, the team's working on Battlefield 6. It's the largest development team in the series' history. It's split across 4 different development studios. And this kind of lends credence and information to, remember it must have been a couple months ago at this point, where I was talking about how like the Need for Speed developers were being pulled off of that game to work on Battlefield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago when I was talking about that. But that kind of lends credence to this. So apparently it's all hands on deck for Battlefield 6 or whatever the game's going to be called. The rumor last week was it was just going to be called Battlefield or something like that. But we do have some news here, and this is from DICE general manager Oscar Gabrielson, and he says, quote, it has everything we love about Battlefield, and it takes all of it to the next level. Epic scale, all-out military warfare, crazy unexpected moments, game-changing destruction, massive battles packed with more players and mayhem than ever before, all brought to life with the power of next-gen consoles and PCs. And it will be revealed soon. So that kind of, I mean, everything you said there sounds awesome. One of the coolest parts of a Battlefield is the destruction. So, and just the big scale of it, right? So I mean, before Warzone and before other games were doing big scale, Battlefield was the big scale game, right? So this sounds like it's going to be even bigger than before, which is awesome. I'm pretty excited for Battlefield 6. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, I am too.
I just realized that's not coming for Xbox One, is it?
Well, that's the thing.
That's only next gen, right?
It's not confirmed, but everything they've talked about so far is next gen and PC. They haven't mentioned last gen yet. So
I would almost doubt it at this point, to be honest. If they're making it like this big of a deal
Yeah,
about
this
this is like
big.
the biggest like
Yeah.
next step up for Battlefield, like I can't see it coming to old generation.
I feel the same way. I'm
Oh.
pretty excited though. I hope it's modern.
Yeah, because we did World War II and World War One, the last two. Well,
Yeah.
I guess if you count Hardline, you did like a cops and robbers one in between.
Yeah.
That's a pretty underrated game. I kind of like that game.
Yeah.
You guys
I
have
know a
a
lot
lot
of
of
people like that
time.
game, man.
Fun.
So
I know a lot of people
I
like that
liked
game.
it.
I'd be down for some like Hardline, sure.
Extreme cops and robbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want a
Sorry.
sequel to Battlefield
There was
2
an
Modern
ambulance going
Combat.
down my street, and I was just like, everything was lighting up. Sorry.
No problem.
I was just like dazed by the lights.
Days gone.
Oh.
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 If you support ambulance drivers, you pay full price for an ambulance ride.
Wait, how do you get a discount on that?
I don't know.
I got my ambulance on sale, bro. Yeah, but either way, excited for Battlefield. Sounds like, I don't know, more and more news is coming about Battlefield, and they're talking about it more and more as the weeks go on. It's got to be really, really, really soon when they reveal this thing. So whether that's at EA's, I think they call it EA. Is it EA Play? I forget what they call it. It's their E3 event. Whether it's that or if it's at a conference sometime in May, like they reveal it beforehand, kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be soon because they're just talking about it all the time. It's been 2 years since Battlefield 5. So
crazy to think that.
Yeah, there used to be a
Jeez.
Battlefield every year, right? So now it's a longer dev cycle. Sounds like it's gonna be really, really big. Want it to be modern. I'm thinking like skyscrapers and shit.
Ooh.
You know,
Let those
like-
things fall.
cause like it wasn't it in Battlefield 4 on the one map where you could actually take down the skyscraper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah.
just give me more of that, man. Give me more
Have
of
the
that.
maps flood. That was cool when we played Battlefield 4 and that map flooded.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like,
like
yeah.
flooded over
That's
time. That was
the
cool.
game.
Yeah.
Okay, we that's it. We're reinstalling Battlefield 4.
No, we're not. I still have 5 installed, and we haven't played that in like 2 weeks. But
Well, let's play 5 then.
alright,
No,
deal.
not tonight. We got to play some Warzone, bud.
Oh yeah. All right. I think that's a nice segue into Warzone. But before that, we have our last segment of the show.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm trying to tease them. Okay, go for CyberWatch, Jim.
Let's keep them guessing. Let's go.
Wake up, samurai. It's time for this week's CyberWatch.
So I got 2 small stories and a bigger story for CyberWatch this week. The first smaller one is I feel like I can get something every week. I almost pulled in the ping and piece for the
Pretty
1 week,
much.
but I decided not to. Anyway, so apparently wall running was in the game at one point, but it was on the cutting room floor. But somebody, the mod's in rough shape right now, but there is a wall run mod that somebody is working on that you can try. And there's a gameplay video of someone doing it. It looks super rough, but somebody's trying to add wall running back to the game, which is pretty cool. Another smaller one that I thought was pretty cool as well was another modder. It seems to be a lot of mods going around. Another modder has a mod called Ghosts of Night City. And what it does is it restores a bunch of early character placeholders. So if you want to see the placeholder models for characters such as Jackie, Pan Am, Dizzy Mizzy, Jody, Takamura, a bunch of these characters, it's interesting looking at all these old placeholders because some of them don't look a thing like their finished characters, and even the original Judy swap mods in there too. It's cool to see this stuff. I mean, it's kind of useless in a way, but it's kind of cool to see what they had initially in place for these characters. And some like
Mhm.
Jackie looks pretty similar to his final one. In the game, he's got a black leather jacket, but his placeholder he had like a blue, not denim, but like a blue kind of leather, not really looking jacket. But anyway, so I thought that was cool. But the big story for CyberWatch this week was kind of ridiculous, but totally kind of expected. So CD Projekt Red has announced its latest earning results, and in 2020, so in 21 days essentially, Cyberpunk sold 13.7 million copies in 21 days, which is absurd if you ask me.
It's a lot.
But to go further though, 30,000 people had got refunds. So if you look more into these stats, um, I'm going through people's Twitter accounts on this article right now. But if you look at the stats for what systems these were sold on, so 56% or 7.67 million copies were sold on PC. 28% or 3.84 million copies were sold on PS4, and the remaining 17% or 2.33 million copies were sold on Xbox One. Now, out of those sales, 73% or about 10 million of those copies sold were digital sales. So not a whole lot of only like what 27% were actual physical versions.
Yeah, I
And
heard it was the biggest digital launch of all time for any game.
oh, I believe it, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. I mean, I don't know, man. Like that's kind of an absurd amount, but to kind of concrete or to pad on this, I should say, Witcher 3 also had its strongest sales year in 2020 since 2015.
When it came
The
out.
game has now sold more than 30 million copies, and the Witcher franchise overall has now passed 50 million copies sold. So, yeah, big success story for Cyberpunk. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Almost 14 million in the first 3 weeks alone.
Mhm.
Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Let's go with Harley first.
I thought you were gonna mention this other thing because I think I was reading it before the show. Kind of goes in line with what you're saying that with the refunds, I believe they with refund costs they projected refunds within 2020 and 2021 to cost them around I think 50 million, $50 million dollars, but the sales or the projected sales would give them like I think it was somewhere between 300 and 500 million, and
Yeah,
then
it's
like
absurd.
300 million net value or something. So like even though like we you might see it as like a fail kind of like a messy, well it was a messy launch, but like on like the money side wasn't too bad for them.
Yeah.
I remember reading a
Tony, what do you think?
story. I think it was the first, the second day the game came out. There was a story posted that they made their money back on the game in one day, in terms of development
It's not,
cost.
it's not hard to believe it, man.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, say what you will about Cyberpunk, it did just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly they want it to be like The Witcher, where The Witcher 3 continues to sell really well. Right? They want it to be a game where, you know, people just kind of buy it for years to come, and hopefully maybe the sequel for that game, whenever it comes, is way better in terms of when it launches and stuff like that. But yeah, they want it to be one of their franchises, and yeah, selling 13 million copies, almost 14 million copies in 21 days is it's a hell of a way to do that. So yeah, I mean, all you can really say about that is, you know, there was a big stink about how poorly that game launched, but clearly not many people actually acted on that refund.
No, I think a lot of people like Jim are holding on to it.
Yeah,
To
like I
they're
have no
holding
problem
on,
checking
yeah,
in once in a
waiting,
while.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, waiting for it to be fixed.
It's a game I had a lot of faith for, and it almost ruined me with the Xbox One version, but thank God it works pretty well on my PC. And I don't know, the more improvements they make to it, I really like Cyberpunk, even with all the issues at launch, just because like the story was enough to draw me in. I didn't get that many severe issues on PC. When I was playing Xbox One, I mean, that was the worst of it. But I mean, the game just keeps getting big patches. It gets its hot fixes. Like, if it continues to do it throughout this year at a consistent pace, I could see by like this time next year, me really into this game to a point where it's almost like it'd be like Red Dead Redemption 2 for me. Like, I play it every day. I try to pump an hour or two in every day. So right now, I still want to wait to, like, it's pretty stable now. It's not perfect still. It's got a long way, but
Yeah.
it's pretty stable now with the 2 big patches and the few hot fixes it's had. So I'm still gonna let it simmer because again, this game just needs time and attention, and the more time and attention it gets, the better it'll be. So yeah,
I've
I
said this a
think
few
that
times. I think I'm just waiting for the next gen version personally at this
yeah,
point because I'm in no rush to play it, and I know that the next gen version's gonna look and perform much better. Not that it looks bad at all, because I'm getting the One X version of the game, and I have the FPS boost because I'm on the Series X, so it performs pretty well. But I mean, I'm playing the game, and I'm just reminded of like I think this is gonna just look and perform a lot better once I get that big update, and then by then, like hopefully everything's in a really good spot too. So I'm just patiently waiting at this point.
yeah, and maybe one day you'll play it too, Harley, in some capacity. Whether or not you get a Series X one day, you'll know that version will be once the next gen version comes out. That'll be a great version to play, right? It'll have had time to get worked on instead of being pushed out in
Hmm.
an unfinished state, right? So
We talked
maybe
about
one day.
this before as well. The Witcher 3 came to Game Pass. So
Yeah.
I think there's a solid chance that Cyberpunk comes to Game Pass at some point. I think there's
Ooh.
like a greater than 50% chance, like more likely than not, because they did it before. So I think it'll happen. Now, whether that's within the first year or two, I don't know. But I mean, if you wait long enough, you might not even have to pay for it, man. If you're on Game Pass,
Yeah.
beauty of Game Pass.
Well, I think this is a good time to conclude here.
That concludes this week's CyberWatch. Move along, civilian.
There you go.
Very good. All right, main topic. Call of Duty, the event. I don't have any notes for this, boys. I just wanted to get your thoughts on everything. Harley, I'll start with you. What do you think of the event?
I liked it. I like it seemed more involved than the last one.
Yeah.
The last one, what was it? Oh,
It's for Black Ops
I
Cold War. Like the announcement for
I
it.
don't
Because you had,
remember.
you had to like run around the map. Because you were still on Verdansk, but you had to
What
like
were
run
you
around the
doing?
map and get clues and stuff. Right? Am I
Yeah, but that
thinking
was
right?
like intel, right?
Yeah, you had to like talk to
But that was just
Wood or
like
whatever near the end. I can't remember now.
I can't remember. Was
It wasn't
it
memorable.
wasn't a limited time thing, was it?
It
I
wasn't.
just remember the stadium
Was it a
one.
playlist? I
I
don't
don't
even remember if it was a
remember.
playlist. It might have just been in the game. I feel like our info is very wrong here, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well, I mean, goes to show it wasn't memorable. So there you go.
Yeah.
yeah,
I liked this one though. It
yeah.
had 2 parts where you actually, you played the game, you played it through a game and stuff happened. I liked the first part a lot with the zombies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
That was fun. So other than the event, I'm liking the changes to the map. I kind of wish it was a new map, but I guess I'll take what I can get. I mean, it's better than like before where they just opened stadium or
Yeah, half a
opened
boat.
something like like it's big enough. And the color palette change and everything feels everything feels new. It's not everything just run down and everything like that. And some areas do have like a significant change, like dam to summit. Like that's a big change. Like they took dam, which was just like a large wall of concrete and a frozen lake, into like a ravine or like a cliffside.
Mm-hmm. We're actually seeing that right now on the gameplay.
Yeah, perfect
Good
timing.
timing. Good timing.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it.
Jim, what about you?
So, for context for anybody listening, so Call of Duty had a live event starting on Thursday. No, Wednesday. God, that was long ago.
Hmm.
So starting on Wednesday, they had the destruction of Verdansk Part 1, and that was available for a couple hours, and then it went back into Rebirth Resurgence, whether it was duos or trios or quads, I can't remember what it was, but it was like that until later that night at 9 o'clock when the playlist switched over. And then Thursday which would have been yesterday at the time of recording this on the 22nd, they had part 2 of the playlist release at 3 o'clock p.m. our time, or 12 p.m. Pacific. And that was Destruction of Verdansk Part 2. You're still on Rebirth, but you had to get the nuclear device. If you've been watching the gameplay for this episode, you'd see it. But for those not watching, you drop on Rebirth, which is a map for those who don't know, and you collect a device and you blow up Verdansk essentially. And then after that, you transition into playing essentially like a mini Royale version of the new map, because the lobby for Rebirth's only 40 people. So that was available for an hour. So they didn't extend that. They extended the other playlist, but they didn't extend this one. And to kind of piggyback on Harley's point, I did like this event. I thought it was pretty cool. The first part was awesome. If the second part would have been as cool as that would have been cool. But I had no problem with the second part. There were Easter eggs on Rebirth. I never got to find them. I never really looked them up. So apparently there were some Easter eggs when you're playing on Rebirth. I don't know what they pertain to, but anyway, I'm kind of agreeing with Harley. So overall, I think this is the best we could have gotten without getting a new map, because essentially what this does is, it's the old saying, what's old is new. So the whole map got a color update, because before it was kind of gray and green and like puke. I was like puke brown and puke green, stuff like that. Very, dirty, dingy, whatever. But this one, there's a lot more green, like brighter green. There's a lot more trees and vegetation. All the war-torn buildings are kind of put back to actual looking buildings now. Like police stations got a whole other outside. The towers, like the fire stations, are completely different looking on the outside. Airport's completely different. Summit again is just like a whole new, there's like satellite arrays. Well, the array, that's a whole other cool new area. Factory, although I haven't been inside Factory really much. I think we're only in there once yesterday or whatever it was. But yeah, I initially was kind of, I know we talked about this before when leading up to like before this whole event even started, and we were talking about how if they didn't change the map, it might not will us to play it anymore because we're tired of the same old map. The good news is the developer, or one of the developers, said that the old Verdansk will never come back. So whatever happens next will be either a whole new map, or maybe we get Verdansk 1990. I don't know. I don't know. But
Verdansk World War II.
But essentially, the map that we've been playing for a year won't be coming back, which is nice. Oh, and Stadium's new. I forgot to mention that. But this whole map got a huge overhaul, and there's a lot more like accessibility and like mobility improvements to the map too.
There's ladders on a lot of buildings that before you couldn't get to the roof of. That's so nice, because contracts will like spawn on top of a roof that's like you said, inaccessible, and you'd have to like climb a taller building and then jump off it to get on top of it. Now there's like so much more ladders, I've noticed. I think really nice.
I don't know. Like, I know we kept saying we won't play it, or we kind of, it'd be a bummer to play it. I don't want to give a number grade per se, but I'm feeling pretty strong about this change. I know it's kind of like, it's almost like a cop out to keep the same map, but hey, we're going back in time now. And Tony kind of called it when it said like, they'll nuke the map, and then like, well, how do we get to this point? I don't know if exactly like that, but we did go back in time to see what Verdansk was like before whatever happened. But I'm actually like super excited to see what this season brings. Even though, yes, it's on a technical level, it's still the same map, still the same general layout, different points of interest, but it's still the same general idea. But it was enough. Like, I looked through the battle pass. This is the first battle pass I've bought in a couple seasons, because I actually like the majority of stuff on it. And I don't know if it's because everything's more Cold War related, or if they're maybe just tried something different with some of the cosmetic stuff for the guns, but it was interesting enough for me to do it. So maybe this is a step in the right direction. And yeah, Tony, what do you think? You didn't get to play as much as Harley and I, but what did you think of the map?
Yeah, I've only played it that few times that we played last night, I guess. We played a couple games. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Jim. I think this is probably the best we could have gotten without getting a whole new map. I I think the color palette change is very underrated. Everything just looks and feels very fresh, even though it's like the same.
Yeah, I've been hearing from a lot like some of the community that they don't like the color change.
I don't know about that, man. I mean,
They
everything's
said they
brighter.
liked it before.
They liked it
I
when
don't
everything
know.
looked gray.
I think they liked it gritty.
Yeah, I'm just I guess you know what, different strokes for different folks, right? Some people like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
I was always a big fan of the blackout colors that happened with
Yeah,
that map,
very
and everything
colorful,
was
yeah.
bright green and lush, and there was really blue oceans, and like
Like
I
if
don't
it's a
know.
red building, it's a red
It's
building.
red, exactly. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, that could be brown or red. No, it's red.
Yeah,
Like, so
it's vibrant.
and that's partially why I like Fortnite a lot, because it's a very colorful game. It's very easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
And I found old Verdansk was just very boring to look at, but this is definitely a lot more exciting to look at. I think the new POIs are interesting. I haven't been to all of them yet, but I'm excited to explore more later.
Yeah, we got to do that too.
And yeah, I'm on the same boat as Jim. I didn't buy the battle pass last season, and probably good because I only got to like 20 or 30. But I bought it this season. I think we're gonna end up. I think this map change is gonna spark. Who knows for how long? It's gonna spark us playing this game a lot more. At least for the foreseeable future, for the next little bit.
Yeah.
So, and I'm cool with that, because dropping them with the boys is a good time. So, yeah, I'm excited to play more with you guys tonight. I think it's a good change. I've kind of done the same thing where I've made all of my classes like Cold War to kind of just get like fully immersed into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that, now that Raven Software is really like, this is their baby now. I just hope that these kind of changes come more frequently, and they don't need to massively update the map every month or every season, but like, just do something, do something significant every season.
Even if it's like Fortnite, where it's kind of like 3 or 4 POIs that get changed.
Yeah, you take
I'd be
some
happy
away,
with
put
that.
more there, maybe you change the color palette so like the seasons change a little bit, right? So everything goes from
Like Summit gets snowy.
Yeah, Summit gets
stuff
snowy,
like that.
and like the leaves are falling on trees elsewhere and stuff. Like that could be cool. Like I think that kind of those kind of changes are subtle, and they're effective in keeping things fresh. That's what Fortnite does really well. Beginning of every season, you're excited to see what the map looks like because it's going to change. So I just hope that this continues and that these are more frequent as time goes on. That's pretty much all I got on this event. Any other closing thoughts, guys? Harley?
No. I think I'm just more excited to explore more. Like you said, we only played like a few games, really. I played a little bit today with randoms, and that was a rough time.
The randos are tough, man.
As most of the time it is.
Yeah.
So
you got to carry even more than usual. Jeez.
Oh, it's just people leave.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. People like to leave. But yeah, I'm excited to explore the map and see more of what it has to show.
Jim, what about you? Closing thoughts.
Like when anything changes, it's always exciting, kind of like what Harley was saying. And even you to a certain extent, it'd be nice to kind of go around and see all the new points of interest and just kind of see what's up with this map. And I do see myself playing this quite a bit now. Again, like I said, this is the best we could have gotten without a new map. And I don't know, like it's almost like reignited my interest in the game, because before I really only played Warzone with you guys. But
Same.
this kind of got me excited to try playing some solos again, because I don't really play solos ever, really. But it kind of also got me interested in playing Black Ops Cold War again, which this is a free weekend from now to the 28th, Tony. So if you wanted to play Outbreak again, we have that opportunity.
Oh, I could level my guns. That's actually huge. I should do that.
Yeah.
I should actually do that.
It's double XP right now too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess I'm downloading that then. Shit. All right.
But yeah, so it got me excited to play Call of Duty again. And I'm gonna skip, because you guys kind of gave your final thoughts already. I'm gonna skip to what we're excited to play.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say Call of Duty right up front, because I don't play my Xbox really much anymore. I don't have like a game I'm playing on Xbox that I'm pumping time into, like a Disco Elysium or like a Diablo 3 previously for me on PC. But Call of Duty, both Warzone and this, like Black Ops Cold War, it's kind of gonna get me to start playing Xbox again. And I kind of wish I had more time to play as many games as I could. But with me playing a lot of Disco Elysium, which I'm also excited to play more of because that game just honestly gets better and better. I wanted to play my Xbox more, and this is like the perfect time to do it because this season 3 is fresh in my mind. Black Ops Cold War has Outbreak again, but like a new area. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just cool to be able to want to play these games more when you end up, you play games and you fall off from them here and there. Um, but it's just exciting to see a change in Call of Duty, and change is a good thing, especially when something's been the same for so long. So yeah, and it's cool now that it's cool to me that Warzone and Black Ops Cold War are kind of merged together now because before we had the Modern Warfare setting with Black Ops guns, but now everything's kind of interwoven into like one big thing. So if you play Black Ops Cold War, you're going to get the same kind of vibe from Warzone now with the change. So it's cool that it's all kind of like a seamless transition into one another. So it's exciting. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
Harley, what are you excited to play?
Yeah, Call of Duty and Devour.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, I'm so excited to play the new map in Devour.
Oh,
Get spooked.
I'm
The
ready to get
spooky boys are
spooky.
back. Oh man.
let's get spooky.
So Devour, for people listening, it's like an indie game on Steam. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
It only had one map, where you kind of like, basically you got to sacrifice 10 goats to kill this really fucked up looking spirit lady that like roams this house and jump scares you and kills you. You gotta like sacrifice 10 goats to do the ritual to clear her from the house or whatever. And now there's finally a new map, so I'm excited to see what that's all about. I still haven't watched the trailer, so I'm excited to just go in blind.
No, I haven't seen anything on it other than that little teaser. I haven't seen anything else.
That'll be
But
good.
I've been getting so many recommended videos on my YouTube. I'm like, oh,
I don't even really remember what the
soon.
teaser had.
That-
So
that
I'm
reminds
kind
me.
of going in blind too.
Oh man,
It
guys,
was.
there's a
I think
really
it's just
funny looking
aesthetic.
game on Steam I saw the other day, and I think we need to play it.
Is it
It's
called
like
PUBG?
Devour, but you're at a high school, and
Oh,
it's
Lunch
the
Lady?
The lunch lady. Yeah,
Lunch
yeah.
Lady,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ooh.
I
got that
saw
recommended
It
to
looks
me
good.
on Steam.
Yeah,
It
I'm gonna have
looks
to look
really
that up.
awesome.
it looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get that.
I think we should.
We
just
could
do
play
it.
that this weekend too.
I forget how much it is. It's not free, unfortunately.
We'll have to
but
look.
It sounds
Yeah,
like a
it's
$10
probably like $10.
gamer.
yeah,
$10
it can't be more
game,
than
yeah.
that. But
10, 15.
Devour was what, like $8?
$5
I don't
or
I think it was
$4?
yeah,
$5
I
or
don't think
something.
Devour was
$4.
even that. Devour is like a gem.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open Steam right now, actually, while we're talking.
And
Look this up.
Phasmophobia was 13.
Yeah. So there you go.
So
Okay,
you know,
get
Lunch
that-
Lady, I
for
think it's
anybody
called.
listening, if anybody listening, get Phasmophobia while it's still early access because they do plan on jacking the price up when it goes. I don't know, out of early access. I don't know.
yeah,
if
we
you call
don't
it
know.
full
Yeah,
access.
it'll probably be like 30.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
gonna be
they'll-
full. I think it's gonna be like Minecraft, where it'll still be pretty cheap. But
I don't think many indie Steam games ever go to that like 80, 90 price.
Devour had
I
another
think
small update
they're,
this
I
morning.
feel
at
like they're
8:41.
really nice. Oh, it's probably like maybe bug fixes.
Yeah, that's what it says.
yeah,
That's good.
Cool.
We don't want
Cool.
that.
Also, Renee in the chat, who is also a couple rooms behind me. Oh yeah, my brother recommended that you guys play Lunch Lady.
there you go. Okay, I guess we're playing Lunch Lady then. It sounds like
Yeah,
a good
It's
time, man.
good.
Sounds like a good time.
Lunch
It's like
Lady.
high adrenaline.
It
Yeah.
is. Oh my god, the thumbnail looks like Devour. So
Right?
it's $5. It's a $5 game.
$5. Okay.
It's $5.
I can do
my God.
$5. I can
This
do
looks
$5.
exactly
Easy.
like Devour. This looks like Devour,
Yeah.
but a Lunch Lady.
But it's a
This is
Lunch
awesome.
Lady. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Can I just can I spoil something for you guys right now? I just bought it. So
Okay. All right.
How big's the download?
I will tell you in a second.
I
I,
bet it's a-
agreed
I
to
bet
the
it's a
Steam
couple
subscriber
gigs.
agreement. The confirmation has been sent.
Can't be more than like a gig or two.
Library.
I'm guessing 3. Maybe I'm guessing 3 or 5. Maybe between them.
It's like a gig and a half.
Nice.
Oh, even better.
Beauty.
That's what I like
Oh.
to see.
All right.
Hey, I'm gonna message Mike and tell him to get this game.
Get Lunch Lady.
So
Yes.
Mike will be down for that, I'm sure.
Get it
I'm,
now.
I'm installing it. It's simple. I'm
Spooky
installing it.
time.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get into what I'm excited to play. We'll end off one of the podcast here. So I'm excited to play Call of Duty, of course. And Pokemon Snap comes out next week, I'm pretty sure. So
Ooh.
Oh.
I haven't purchased it yet, but I think
Oh?
I'm going to. I don't know. We'll see. I got to get
Renee's gonna
tires
buy
for my car when I get that on Monday. So however much that ends up being will determine if I'm getting this game or not. At least right away. I'm gonna get it at some point for sure. But excited for that. And also just excited to stream more next week. So I only streamed one day this week because of work. So excited to get back into the swing of things, keep going with Halo and stuff. That's all I'm doing. I believe it's time for the socials. Harley, I think this is your gig.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Did you like that? We had some spice. We had some good news. So like I said, if you liked that, hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell button. Hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
All of those things really help us out,
Fuck yeah.
and we really appreciate everyone who does that. As well as watching the live stream, we appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
And our socials are in the description. If you want to find Tony, he is at
Figure09 on Twitch and Figure09 TV on Twitter.
and Jim.
I am Power Grudge on Xbox, on Steam, on GOG Galaxy, on the Epic Games Launcher. I have not got my Battle.net number. It's too long. Don't have me on there. I just play Diablo anyway. So yeah.
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 All right,
Lingerie
everybody.
looks so good.
Oh,
That's it for this week's episode of Follow My Tracers, episode 23. We're getting to 24 next week. We're gonna
I
have some
can't
Halo
believe we're
Infinite
almost at
news.
a quarter century.
Yeah,
oh.
we're getting there, boys. We are getting there. Again, thanks everyone for the support. Much appreciated. Leave a comment if you guys are watching, not the live stream right now. Leave a comment, and we'll do our best to get back to you next episode. But everyone have a good weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, no soundboard, Jim?
Oh, and remember,
Judge and get some fudge.
That's right. Call the judge and get some fudge. Are you
Am I gonna
okay?
get sound clips
No.
for the intro and outro? I should get that too from that video.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you
know what?
got to
And
get
just-
all sorts of sound clips, man.
And just because I loved it in the intro and I used to love this guy as a kid, I'm gonna play it one more time.
Yo, it's me. It's me. It's DDP.
Hell yeah, dude. The Diamond Cutter. All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.